everyone, my name is Felicia Priscilla, student number B1-024-181003. I'm from Management International Class Batch 2018, Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Tanjungpura. So today I will be answering several questions related to the final exam of Human Resource Management, brought by Mr. Adi Mursalin, the lecturer of Human Resource Management. So there are three sections. The first section is about the activity in the classroom. The second section is about the cases of human resource management, and the third section is about the articles and videos of human resource management. Let's begin.
First section. In this section, you must answer the following questions. 1. Mention what you have done in the offline and online classroom during the HRM lecture delivered by your lecturer. How is your lecture attendance of HRM?
So I have presented a material of changing the nature of HRM. I have checked on Edmodo, answering and asked the questions to Mr. Adi Mursalin, and I have also logged in to Presensi Unpan, and I also have gave compliments to my friends relating to their presentation. I have attended 17 meetings of Human Resource Management class, which is 6 meetings offline class and 11 meetings online class. So the online class occurs because there's a social distancing, by means that government wants us to prevent the spreading of COVID-19.
2. What books are used in studying HRM? Mention the titles of the HRM books and what do the books discuss. How many chapters does each book have, and mention their topics. And how do the topics of books benefit you as a student?
So there are 3 books used in the HRM lecture. The first book is entitled Human Resource Management, A Critical Approach by Routledge, 2018, which has 20 chapters. The first chapter talks about HRM, A Critical Approach, HRM in Changing Organizational Context, Strategic HRM, A Critical Review, HRM and Organizational Performance, and Chapter 5, HRM and Ethical Perspective, HRM Practices to Diversity Management, Individualization and Precariousness, Organizational Outsourcing and Implications for HRM, Reconfiguration and Regulation of Supply Chain in HRM in Times of Economic Crisis, Knowledge and Organizational Learning and its Management through Human Resources, HRM in SMES, Recruitment and Selection, HR Planning, Performance Management, Reward Management, Human Resource Development, Industrial Relation in HRM, Human Resource Management in Emerging Markets, Comparative HRM, International Human Resource Management, and HRM in Crisis. Well, the second book is entitled Effective People, which have 10 chapters and 2 main topics. The first topic is about discipline, which includes leadership, organizational development, and what on earth it is. Third one is the team player, organizational learning, which can the right hand know what the left hand are doing. And the last chapter of the discipline topic is human resource management. Well, the second topic is about attitudes, which is being patient focused, building effective organization, which is the lesson of Nigel the bricklayer. The third one is getting to the very heart of the matter. The fourth one is personal growth with 7 essential steps. And the last one is action speaks louder than words. Okay, so the third book will talk about effective communication with 4 chapters. The first one is understanding communication skill, speaking and writing, communication with your team, and communicating externally.
3. How many videos on Edmodo have you watched? Mention the titles. Explain what the speakers discuss or explain in the videos that you have watched. Where do you post your video recording?
So I have watched 14 videos. The first one is about HRM and a question of HRM. Are happy workers more productive? The strategic human resource management, performance management cycle, human resource and marketing integrated strategy, Maslow's theory of needs, understanding sexual harassment. The future of HR is here. Are you ready? The Advanced Human Resource Executive Program. I want to be an HR officer. Why I'm studying Master of HRM, 5 realities of working in HR, and the basic of business education. So each topic actually has been explained through its title by each one. For example, like performance management cycle, it tells us about what is performance management cycle and how to create the effective way of the employees so that they can work efficient and effectively. And like Maslow's theory of needs, there are 5 levels of human needs. The first one is about basic needs, and the last one is about self-esteem needs, with something that everyone wishes to have. And why I'm studying the Master of HRM talks about the background why somebody, a person, would like to study, take the master degree in human resource management. And I have posted the videos that I've recreated in order to answer these questions in YouTube. So please check it out, guys.
4. Mention and explain the topics presented by your friends after the midterm test of HRM. Who presented the topics? What questions did you ask to the presenters? And what questions did you answer given by the presenters? How did they present their topics? What benefits have you got from the topics they have presented to you?
So my friends who were presenting after midterm starts with Stephen Putra. He presented reward management, and then Eric Panjaya. He talked about human resource development, and then the third one is Lazioris. He talked about industrial relations and human resource management. And then we move on to Maya Puspitasari when she talked about HRM in emerging market, Lisa Monica in comparative HRM, Stephanie in international HRM, and Julian Elsin Lowe in HRM in crisis. And then we move on to the second book, which started by Alda. She talked about leadership, and then Muhammad Ma'ruf, he talked about organizational development, and then Lekawati, who talked about the team player, and then the fourth one is about organizational learning by Bella Safira, and then the last topic, which is the fifth one, which is started talking about human resource management by Riana Deta Mawarni. And then there's the sixth topic, which is the second part of the main topic, which started by Amelia Agustin Yolanda. She talked about being patient focused, and then Janet, building effective communications. Then later on to Felicia, getting to the very heart of the matter, and then Fanny with personal growth and the 7 essential steps, and Della, who talks that action speaks louder than words. Okay, last but not least, everyone, there is also the third book, which started by Mei Hua. She talked about understanding communication skills, and then said it, speaking and writing. And then Lydia talked about communicating with your team. And then the fourth one is Delphi, which is communicating externally. Last but not least, we also have Jordan Topan Pambera. He talked about human resource planning. So I believe that all of my friends presented very well in their presentation. They have their unique accent, unique style in presenting. And I also asked several questions to them. The person I've asked is Ma Yang, and I asked about what is the example of emerging markets nowadays, and then I also asked about Stephanie relating to the drawbacks and the difficulties in international HRM, and then I also answered Alda's questions, and I asked who did I ask? Amelia. I asked about what kind of things that actually need to be related with being patient focused. And then I also asked Janet, and I answered her question as well. And I also asked Celine about her topic speaking and writing. I also asked Lydia on how could we communicate with someone which is introvert. And I also asked Jordan and give compliments to Duffy and many other more. So I would like to say a big thanks to all of my friends who presented before midterm and after midterm, because with your presentations, everyone, I got more information, and then it gives me the new ways of thinking, help me to find out new solution in solving problems, and most of all give me more knowledge relating to human resource management. Thank you everyone.
5. What is your impression studying HRM online? How does COVID-19 affect the way of teaching and learning of HRM? What are the positive and the negative sides of COVID-19 related to your study of HRM and the other subjects in your university?
Well, my impression of studying HRM online is pretty fun because we can still attend the class, communicate with Mr. Adi and friends, and also seeing each other virtually, even during this pandemic. However, COVID-19 affects the method of studying, and especially in the network connection, since we all know that everyone is studying online and using virtual meetings everywhere. So it's kind of hard for me personally to join the class without any interruption, because I have a brother and sister who are actually and also joining the online class at their school. So we have to share the internet connection between the three of us, among the three of us. So it's quite fun and it's quite difficult, but everything is so much fun. And the positive side means that we can still attend and continue our lessons no matter we are still in physical distancing at the class. It means that we may not come to the classroom, may not come to the university, but we can still attend the class and the material continues on. But the negative side is that we are lack of socializing with one another, meeting one another, and sometimes with unclear matters, it's quite hard to communicate with one another to discuss, to understand more about this matter. And I hope this pandemic is going to get over soon so that we can meet one another and discuss more about human resource management.
The second section, question 1. Why study human resource management?
Well, the importance of studying human resource management is that it teaches you how to achieve business success through managing people. These people is actually included in a team, so managing human resource management is about being successful because the company had to use their talent at their best ability. Human resource plays an important role, which is in developing, reinforcing, and changing the culture of an organization. Pay, performance, management, training and development, recruitment and onboarding, and also reinforcing the values of business are all essentials elements in the business covered by human resources. So actually, human resources is very important because in company we work in team. It means that we have to understand our human resources in order to manage them.
Question 3. Differentiate between performance appraisal and job evaluation.
Well, this term is actually commonly came when we are in a working environment and organizational environment. So what is actually the difference between performance appraisal and job evaluation? Okay, so performance appraisal is actually individual oriented. However, job evaluation is the evaluation of the whole job, no matter it is done individually or done within the groups. So that we also specify that job evaluation consider the requirement of the job in terms of job specification and job description. Means that it is the evaluation related to the job which have done. Is it suitable or is it remarkable, or is it just like what it has said and stated in the job description or not? And then the purpose of performance appraisal is to take the decision regarding to pay, transfer, promotion, or etc. For example, like we would like to give promotion to the manager A, so we will conduct the performance appraisal towards him to check on how is his progress while working in the company. However, the purpose of job evaluation is quite different because it determines the worth of the job, whether you're worthy or not to the job. That is what job evaluation is. And then performance appraisal also helps in making decisions like transfer or promotion, just as what we have talked about. Well, job evaluation is making decision regarding to wage policy. So performance appraisal actually gives the calculate about the bonuses. So whether this person is valuable or deserve to get a bonus or not. Well, job evaluation is the one who get how much bonus that we were going to give to that person.
Question 4. Discuss the importance of human resource planning.
So human resource planning is very important because it is for the help of getting awareness of organization and management of employers in order to help management in achieving its aim and objectives. So senior management and all departments of the organization must plan first what they want the employees to do and the employees to achieve in the future, so that it links to the vision and mission of the company, so that they will walk in the same path with the same goal towards the same end and the same success.
Question 5. What are the different methods of recruiting employees?
So, recruiting employees, there are several methods in it. The first one is recruiting internally. The means of recruiting internally is mean that we open the recruitment for the employees inside our company. Like we have the position for a manager, a senior manager, for example, it's open. So we're opening this position for the employees who are currently working in our company. That's called recruiting internally. We can also advertise externally, means that we stick out pamphlet, send out the information to the people outside our company. And then the third one is printing advertisement. So we can also print it out, like put it on the pamphlet and then on the billboard and on the TV, for example, which also considered as web advertising, the other method. So we can create a web or a link stating that we're open for recruitment, so that everyone can enroll and try to apply their job there. And then the other method is social media. As we all know that today's trend is social media. We can post this job vacancy through Instagram, through Facebook, through WhatsApp, and many other platforms. And also through talent search. For example, we stated out that we are looking for chef or we're looking for cashier. That is called a talent search. Means that we hand out the characteristic that we wanted to be found in the employees. And we can also use recruitment agencies. As we all know that there is an agency right now, like from Line Job, that can help us to find which suitable workers at their best talent. We can also check on Ruang Kerja, an application from Indonesia, which really helps us to find the best applicants for the job.
Question 7. Difference between job description and job specification.
You see, this term job description and job specification is commonly used in the working world and sector. So I would like to give you the basic overview of both of them. When we buy a laptop, there is a description at the box saying that this laptop is, what is the brand of the laptop and what is the quality that has in the laptop, for example, the battery warranty, and then what item is provided when we purchase this laptop is written in the description. While specification is actually the inner part of the laptop, for example, that the inches of the white inches of the laptop, and then the RAM of the laptop, the processor of the laptop, and then the latest Intel used in a laptop, and that is what called specification. So it is quite different, although both of them are stated outside the box of the laptop, but both of them are indeed different. So we would like to dig down. What is the difference between job description and job specification? The first one is its definition. So job description is stated out as duties, responsibilities, and the functions of a specific job in the organization. For example, that you apply to become an office boy. So an office boy means that you have to mop the floor, wipe the windows, and sweep the floor on the morning before the office opens at 9, for example. While job specification is the qualification, personality, trade skills that required into this job. For example, the company wants the person to be diligent, to be honest, and being punctual. Punctuality is very important, and that is what specification means. Next is about the content. So job description is about job title. For example, you're a manager, and then the location, your job summary, and then your working environment that is outly stated. While the job specification is about the experience, the training, the skills, and the emotional attributes and mental capabilities of an individual to perform the job. And the measurement is that job description measures the responsibility attached to the job, while the job specification measures the capabilities of the job holder to accomplish the job. Means that are you capable or not? Well, the job description means that this person is responsible to finish the job, whatever, if he or she capable or not capable in doing this job, but must be finished. That is what job description is. And then the last one is about the benefit and the usefulness. So it's quite the same, because the benefit of job description is to define about who should do what. For example, an office boy should mop the floor, the manager should manage the first line employees. And while job specification is about to help the management to give them job specification, talks about the promotion, the bonus, the internal transfer, and salary increase. For example, like, oh, this worker is quite diligent, maybe if we check on him or her for quite a time, his progress of working will increase. Maybe we could increase his or her salary. That is the difference of job description and job specification.
Question 8. What are the goals of performance appraisal?
So just as what we have talked, that performance appraisal is the way to evaluate how well that the employee or the people in the organization has conducted their duty well or not well. Thus, there are also 5 benefits that stand out in conducting performance appraisal. The first one is to help the supervisor to observe their subordinates. For example, a manager observes their first line employees, whether they're doing the job well, and then the manager can also find out a better coaching in the job, so that if they have problems, we can check it to performance appraisal, because we can see that the employees are having trouble or not through there. And the second one is motivate employees. Performance appraisal can be called as to motivate employees because it is actually kind of included with rewards. Means that if the person reaches the target, means that it will get bonus and additional fee like that. And then it provides backup data. So for example, the certain first line employees has got promoted. So through this performance appraisal, we have his or her backup data who talked about his track record in the company, so it's really helpful. And then the fourth one is improve organizational development. So through performance appraisal, we can improve the organizational development because we can check whether the employee is doing it well or not, and we can avoid looping, and we can also dismiss the workers who are not able to do well even with proper training, so that we can increase our effectiveness and efficiency in working. And last but not least, we can also establish a reference and research base for personal decision. For example, you would like to promote or demote somebody, we can check it through the performance appraisal of these employees.
Question 10. Briefly explain the importance of discipline.
So discipline is very important, everyone, because discipline, it binds the employees and it motivates the employee to respect to the organization, because discipline means that enables the employees to work as a single unit within the team so that they can achieve the organizational goals and objectives. So in order to have good communication within the team, they must be disciplined in terms of time, in terms of submitting deadline, submitting reports, so that they will not have miscommunication from one to another.
Question 12. Explain what human resource management is and how it relates to management process.
So human resource management is the term that we commonly use every day. But what is human resource management? It is an integrated use by the organizational system and the human resource management who practices to recruit, to development, and to retain the employees, which will help the organization to meet its goals. So what is the role of HRM in management? It actually plays an important role because it assures the employee satisfaction. We knew that management process includes planning, organizing, actuating, and controlling, POAC. Means that we always need people within every step of the management. So the human resource management is here to improve the performance and productivity. This can further the organization's competition, the advantage, and directly contribute to organization's success. Means that it is interrelated, needed by one another, and cannot move alone, which is dependent. Management dependent with human resource management.
Question 14. What do you mean by human resource department?
So human resource management is the study, while human resource department is the department within the business which is responsible for all things that related to workers. For example, the recruiting, and then the selecting, the hiring, the firing, the training, the promoting, the paying, and also the independent contracts.
Question 15. Define conflict.
Conflict. Common words, but hard to solve. So what is conflict? Conflict is a disagreement that disrupt the workflow. For example, two people are talking about a business or plans together, and then there's a disagreement, so there's conflict. And it often occurs because there's a physical threat, like it is emotional threat, like someone is offending someone and then the other one feeling offended, and then they started a conflict. Well, conflict also occurs whenever people try to make others change their actions or even gain an unfair advantage. Means that one is gaining advantage and the other one is getting losses. That's when conflict occurs.
Question 17. Briefly describe the importance of motivation.
Motivation. Everyone needs one, right? But what is motivation? So it defines that motivation is the force to increase productivity. So the importance of motivation, it is quite simple, because if we could push our workforce and they are motivated in their work means that they could give us the best result in terms of quality and quantity, means that they could work effective and efficiently at the same time. Why is that so? Because if we have highly motivated employees, they would do everything to the company. They would help the company to grow to its maximum size, to the best size, so that improvement in the atmosphere of the workplace and highly satisfied workers is the result of the motivation itself. Means that motivation is very important, ladies and gentlemen.
Question 29. Briefly describe the importance of HRM.
Oh, we have talked about this. So HRM is defined as another definition called as effective management of people in the organization. So it actually helps bridge the gap between employees' performance and organizational strategy objectives. Means that human resources is the one who create the bridge between employees' performance and organizational strategy objectives. Moreover, the efficient human resource management can give the firm the edge over their competition, means that it could actually help the organization to be more productive than ever.
Question 30. What is the importance of training?
Well, training is very important because initially when we are working in the first line and we are new employees, we have to know what we are working for and how the way that we are working. So training is acquired because it can help us to acquire new skills, sharpen the existing skills, perform better, increase the productivity, and be better leaders. How can this be better leaders? So if the organization applies a new concept, means that training is needed to train the employees to adjust to the new concept. Means that the leaders could be better as well because they are the one who coach the employees. That is what the importance of training, so that we avoid drawbacks, avoid looping, and also increase productivity within the workplace. And that is the end of section 2, everyone. Hello everyone and welcome back to section 3.
The third section. In this section, you must answer the following questions related to the article and videos. 1. Read the following article and answer the following questions. You must open the following link. What is the title of the article you read? What does the article explain to you?
So the title of this article is Examining the Gender Influence on Employees' Work Engagement within a South African University. So the article explains about the influence of gender on employees' working engagements within the South African University.
What is the problem statement formulated in the article?
So the problem statement formulated in this article is to discover the influence of gender on employees' level of working engagement within South African University.
Mention and explain the theories used in the article. Why does the writer use the theories?
So there are several theories used in this article. Basically, they use the theory from Kant, 1990s, as the fundamental theory to this research. And then there is, in order for us to understand the work engagement as a construct, this study will be guided by Kant's theoretical foundation. So initially, Kant stated that work engagement is a psychological experience of work and work context which influence the process by which people present or absent themselves during the role of performance. So Kant also conducted a research with many people with different occupations that is also related to the study which means the influence of gender towards the working level engagement within the South African University. They said that it is related with personal engagement as the harnessing of organizations members selves to their work roles. And then people also thought that the aspects within influence psychological safety dimensions include interpersonal relation and groups, intergroups dynamic, management style, and organizational norms. Other than that, psychological availability is the sense of having the physical, emotional, or psychological resources to personally engage at the particular moment by Khan. Stated that the aspects which influence psychological ability includes physical and emotional range, which energies that could also create insecurities and external life activities. Other than that, there is also theories from Khan, which also stated that a perspective provided an holistic view on work engagement and considers both personal and organizational resources in predicting work engagement. It also considers that work engagement as a distinct concept. So Rich Al in 2010 confirmed that Kant's perspective provides a sound conceptual base for research on engagement, hence the decision to embrace it as a theoretical foundation of the study. So the foregoing discussion about is that to enhance the working engagement and to find its connection and interrelation between gender and the working engagement in the company itself.
Mention and explain the previous research in the article you have read. Why is the previous research very important?
The previous research on this study, the first one is from Boston College, who conducted a study on age and generation in relation to work engagement. And then it also done by Bani Hani LL on the 2013, and then Eli and Padevic in 2017, which stated that resource distribution in societies, hierarchical structures and work practices in organization, task allocation in families, patterns in interaction of between people, and the meaning of identities people enact as individuals. And other than that, men are rewarded for emphasizing their masculine characteristic, while women are valued to the jobs that men could not do, said Williams in 1993. However, Crompton Lewis and Lecknett in 2007 indicate that men and women's experience in the workplace may influence the women's capability because women can be fully available and engaged in work, and men's capacity to be available and engaged at home. This research shows that women have higher levels of working engagement that men targeted in the South African University. Other than that, William Muller and Kilinsky also conducted a study saying that abilities to demonstrate to work engagement. So people would like to ask, why is the previous research important in this study? Because we would like to know how people are progressing in the study that we are conducting. What is the related materials, the related topic, and the related issues that we can also link and connect with our research nowadays, so that we will have more evidence, more proof, and the related and relevant theoretical study.
What was the research method used by the writers? What did they use the methods?
So because they conduct this research within the South African University, the method used from the writers is by sending out questionnaires, which is the questions using the staff contact directory, which lists all the staff members employed in the economic and management sciences disciplines. So they dropped the questionnaires to all the employees and asked them to fill them out. A drop-in and pick-up method was applied to distribute the questionnaires. So they drop in and then they pick it up after the employees answer all of the questionnaires. The questionnaires contained a covering letter which explained the purpose of the study, and then the participants' consequence was obtained to prior to data collection. They were advised to voluntarily nature the research, including issues pertaining and anonymity and confidentiality, means that the employees doesn't have to add their identity so that it will stay anonym and the data will be remain objectives.
How did you find the sampling method used by the writers?
So they used a quantitative non-experimental cross-sectional survey design that was used to collect the data from 154 university employees who were purposefully selected to participate in this study. So the sampling method is including the 154 employees of the university, so that the data were analyzed using SPSS software version 23.0.
Explain the research findings in the article you have read.
The findings shows no statistically significant gender differences amongst employees with regard to their level of working engagement. The finding provides a scope for further research in South African University, saying that which would examine the ethnic and cultural connotations related to gender and further investigate on how influence employees' work engagement through those two aspects. And in a conclusion that can be drawn from the findings of this study is that both men and women at the target of South African University have demonstrated no differences on their levels of work engagement, thus rejecting the notion of gender working and engagement in this particular workplace.
Watch the following videos and answer the following questions. You must open the following links. Based on the 5 links of the videos above, please answer the following questions. 1. Who is the speaker in each video?
Okay, the speaker from the first video is from Way Forward, and then the second video is from Litmus Heroes. The third one is from Caroline McManus, the speaker on the Q&A. And then the fourth one is from the World Health Organization, WHO. And last but not least is from Alexander Kamanovic and Dr. Rosamund Lewis.
2. What do the speakers talk and explain in the video?
So the speakers talk in their videos. The first one is about effective communication, and then the second one is about how to deal with conflict. The third one is about 5 tips on managing stress in the workplace. The fourth one is preventing COVID-19 in the workplace or while teleworking. And last but not least is about the Q&A on the coronavirus, COVID-19 in the workplace.
3. What theories can you get from watching the videos above?
So after watching each videos, the first video I've got that effective communication starts with listening, understanding, and responding. So we must listen first and then try to understand, then we respond. Not listen and respond and then we try, oh, we are understanding it wrong. Not like that. And then the second video, I've learned that conflict is a natural part of working in a team. So when you're working in a team, conflict commonly occurs because it is a number of reasons where it is a process of overlapping roles and a difference in opinion. But conflict also occurs due to external influences or interpersonal conflict. And then the solution to solve this conflict is to take a step back and then take a look at the real matters. Ask yourself why there is a conflict at the first place, to come up with a solution, and then see it from another people's point of view. We might see the solution and why is this conflict even occurs in the first place. Then focus on finding the win-win outcome solution. So conflict can be good, ladies and gentlemen, because it challenges the good idea to become a better idea. And the third one is about 5 tips to reduce stress in the workplace. We all know that workplace is a really tough environment, so stress is commonly occurred. And the tips are, the first one is take your own good advice. Sometimes our advice can be good for others, so let's try to be our own friends. Be the best friend for yourself. And the second one is breathe deeply. You must breathe normal and let the oxygen flow fills your brain and your neurons so that you will stay calm and far away from stress. And then the third one is set realistic goals. Sometimes stress occurs because we set unrealistic goals. And then the fourth one is take care of your body. And last but not least in this, review what went well. So always cherish your succeed while working. And last but not least, there is several ways to prevent COVID-19. The first one is to limit contact with other people. Always wash your hands regularly with soap or even sanitizer. And then try to avoid public places, work from home, distance with others, for example, 1 meter. And then wash your hands regularly and then disinfect the place that commonly touch. Stay away and stay social by contacting others, but always remain to a physical distance with others. And last but not least is that the Dr. Rosamond Lewis talked about how coronavirus spread and what would we do if we have to work outside, and then about public health actions that employees would have taken, that the actions to prevent COVID-19, and then we must always beware and follow the requirements of the authorities. That we also, if it is possible, we could stay at home and start teleworking and suggest everyone to wear masks.
4. How do the videos benefit you as a student?
So the video benefit me as a student is about, the first one is that I could learn about effective communication, and then the second one, I could understand why conflict occurs, that it is okay to have conflict. And then the third one is about the stress part, that it is okay to be stressed, but we must find a way to overcome the stress we have in studies, for example. And the fourth one is about the several ways to prevent COVID-19. It is very valuable because right now we are still in the middle of the pandemic, so prevention is better than sorry. And then last but not least is about the steps or the choices we will take if we have to work outside, come to the office, what should we do, and we could also and still remain doing this cautious action to prevent the spreading of coronavirus.
5. Can you understand the speakers in the videos you have watched? Why?
Well, all the speakers are thankfully native speakers, so I can understand them pretty well even though they speak very fast. But that's the way to improve English, right, Mr. Adi? So I can understand all the speakers pretty well, and thankfully they are talking with very communicative language. They're also very nice through their presentation with no lags or errors. So I really enjoy watching those videos. And everyone, that's all the questions for our final exam of Human Resource Management. And if you have any questions regarding to the answers I've stated from part 1, part 2 and part 3, you may leave the comments below. And thank you, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye guys, stay safe, love ya!